Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome. Thank you for making the time for joining us here. We very much appreciate that. We're kind of like engaged in something that has never ever been attempted before, and that is collecting data from national agencies, national services, and also NGOs across Europe to feed statistical machine translation systems under the Connecting Europe facility. And so you are all engaged in that. There's a very, very strong element of national ownership, national participation, and we very much appreciate your engagement in this activity. And in a very real sense, you're all part of an avant-garde, because this has never ever been tried before, and we'll see how it goes, and we hope it goes very, very successfully. The purpose of the whole activity is to share and collect, to first collect and then share data so that we can provide better language technology support, in particular machine translation, for our citizens, but also for our governments, our national institutions, and also for NGOs. And it's a rare situation where what we're doing is kind of like a win-win situation. We're supporting each of us our own languages in terms of providing data for these languages, that helps to come up with better machine translation systems for these languages. But in doing so, we're not only doing something for our languages, but we're also doing something for Europe. So supporting our languages is supporting Europe, and the other way around as well, supporting Europe. Actually, because of the special situation in Europe, we are multilingual at the core, is also supporting our languages. A few brief words about the European Language Resource Coordination. We're working as a contractor for the European Commission, so this is not a research project or an innovation project, so the terms and conditions are very, very, very different. We are a consortium consisting of ELRA, ELDA, ILSP Athena, Tilde, TAUS is a subcontractor, and it's coordinated by DFKI, that's the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence. And let me just very, very briefly introduce the team. On my right is Andrea Lösch. On my left is Khalid Shukri. Then we have Ivars Bergens from Tilde. And we also have Kimo Rossi from DG Connect here today, who will explain some of the background and also give some of the presentations today. Essentially, this is the second Language Resource Board meeting. So you are all members of the Language Resource Board, which is an advisory board to this activity, to the ELRC. But at the moment, for this particular meeting, the first meeting took place in Riga at the Multilingual Digital Single Market Conference. But essentially, we've hijacked this meeting here. Because what we want to do is we want to share our initial mistakes with you, because you're the ones that are running the national workshops. Core activity for this language resource gathering and language resource sharing are the 30 national workshops in each of the official EC member states and the CEF-affiliated countries, and you've kindly agreed to host and run these workshops. And we have already done 3 trial workshops in Athens, in Berlin, and in Riga. We learned a lot. And what we'd like to do here today is to share the knowledge and also the mistakes and how best to avoid them, so that hopefully it will help you a little bit in your preparing for these workshops and in you running these workshops. And that purpose of the workshop shapes the agenda totally. So the first block in the workshop today is really about, I think in business it's often called best practice. You know, what to do, what is helpful, where to start, how to organize this, what are the kind of people that are our target audience, how can we best approach them, how can we get them involved, etc. And this is going to be presented by Andrea, and it's based on a lot of sort of like cumulative work and experiences that we gained while running the first 3 trial workshops. And then the second part, and there's sort of like a long discussion block afterwards. So I think Andrea will just run through that sort of like best practice presentation. And I think we have then scheduled about 1 hour discussion, and we would like you to engage and participate and ask questions. The second part of today is kind of like a sneak preview, if you like. We're just gonna click quite quickly through some of the presentation materials. Of course, we don't have a whole day as you would have in the normal workshop to go through these presentation materials. So the idea here is just to give you the spirit behind the presentations. First of all, sort of like the general dramatic development of the day, if you like. And then we go a little bit into the presentations, but we'll do that rather quickly. So we don't dwell on each particular slide, but as I said, the idea is to really give you the ideas behind it, and hopefully that will be useful. Now, these presentation materials will need to be localized into your own language, but also adapted to your own specifics, the situation in the country, how much language technologies there is, the people that you're speaking to, etc. And all these presentation materials are available to you, and you also see you already see some locally adapted versions of these presentation materials. You see the German version, you see the Riga version, and you see the Greek version. And there's also sort of like, a set of reference slides, if you like. Okay, so we're going to record the workshop. Almost all of you, and let me thank you for that as well, almost all of you, despite your schedules, were able to come here and join us, and we're really grateful for that. There's a few colleagues who were not able to make it, and for their benefit, we are recording these sessions, and we will make them available to you, but also to them, because maybe they are useful. We very much hope that these sessions will be useful, and so we needed your consent for the recording. For the recordings to be good, once we come into sort of like the more interactive parts of the workshop, we will share this microphone. So if you have a question, just please wait for, I don't know, a few seconds until we get you the mic, and then we're able to do a good sound recording together with the videos. Okay, so let me conclude. Again, I think we are an avant-garde. We're trying to do something that has never ever been done before. We're very much hoping that we can be successful. I think we have some early indications that yes, we can. In terms of the first data sets have started to come to be available. And that's very, very promising and very, very encouraging from the initial workshops. We are in a very rare situation where we can do something for our language, preparing them for the digital age, for the data economy, helping our languages to be best supported by these new language technologies, such as, in this case, machine translation. And by doing that for our own languages, for our own country, we're also doing something for Europe and vice versa. And that's a rare situation, and I think we're quite lucky to be in that situation. Let me just conclude. There's also sort of like, of course, a healthy dose of self-interest in this. You all know that in the current Horizon 2020 program, and the programming that is coming up as the part of Horizon 2020 that's going to roll out this year and next year, language technologies do not figure as a subject matter in their own right. There is quite a bit of language technologies in some of the other programs and work packages. So for example, big data, multilingual big data. But of course, as the language technology community, we would all very much want a situation where language technologies, because they are so important, they're so important for the multilingual digital single market, etc., where language technologies figure as a topic, as a subject heading in the future upcoming research programs. Now, if our work here is successful and if it supports CEF, then that is going to help, because CEF is actually run within the European Commission, within the EC, and in many ways it's much closer and there's much more awareness within the EC than a lot of our very cherished research programs that are so much further away from the EC directorship, for example, than something like CEF, where really sort of like the EC, it's putting their own heads onto the block, if you like. And of course we want to support that, because we want to support our languages, we want to support Europe, but we hope that also, if this goes well, then I think the situation in terms of visibility of research and also innovation in language technology is going to be helped. It's likely going to be helped as well. So thank you very much again.